All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the end of the summer edition of the Running Club podcast episode at UC Riverside. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm your host, Daniel Yang, president of Running Club at UCR, with my co-host, Thomas Kawase, vice president of Running Club.
Yo.
Today, we have a very special guest from UC Riverside, Chancellor Kim Wilcox. UCR is a great place because it's filled with a lot of ideas. Chancellor Wilcox was appointed UC Riverside's 9th chancellor and has been with the Highlander family since August 2013. He is the UC Riverside CEO, overseeing over 25,000 students, 850 faculty members, and 4,800 academic and administrative staff. At his time at UC Riverside, we have seen historic growth across education, research, public service missions, including record improvements in student success, research funding, philanthropic giving, as well as establishment of new schools of medicine and public policy. So thank you so much, Kim, for being here with us.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
So as we begin the new school year, we're just wondering how you are feeling right now, especially during this very interesting year.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. You can talk to me different times of the day. I have different feelings. When you back up from it, you know, this is like nothing anyone's ever experienced before, and hopefully none of us will ever experience again. So it's hard to know exactly what to do at times. So there's a lot of frustration. But when I back up, I'm just so proud of our university. When you think back to March, when all of a sudden like that, we had to go remote. And that was every single one of those 30,000 people you just talked about had to change how they work, how they go to class. Everything had to change.
Yeah, right at finals week too.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was like weird.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, through the spring quarter, I dropped in on a lot of classes and talked to students. And I always so impressed with people said, hey, this is not what we want. Nobody likes this. But we're going to make it work because that's what we got. So that pride is a lot of how I'm feeling. Excuse me. You can't not be kind of concerned about the rise in COVID cases across the country right now. And so we're working hard on testing and other things to get ready for the fall. There's not going to have a lot of students on campus, but there's going to be some people there we got to take care of.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
How about you guys? How do you feel about the fall?
I feel good about the fall. It kind of sucks that it has to be online and we can't have it on campus, but I'm still like excited to just get it in, get those classes in.
Good.
We're both seniors right now, so it's going to be interesting. Very last quarter here at UCR, so
and then we're trying to keep this club going just so like students have a club that they could go to.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Good for you.
To get to know you a little bit more, what attracted you to become to pursue higher education and become a chancellor?
Oh, whoa! You know, one thing you need to be careful. I could talk forever, so when you ask me a question, cut me off when you think I'm said too much.
Okay.
I love to tell people that I never wanted to be an administrator. I got roped into it. I was kind of a young faculty member, and the department chair left our department, and they needed somebody to be department chair. I said, I'll do it for a year. I know I'm not going to like it. I'm not going to be any good at it, but I'll do it for a year just to help out. And I found out I kind of liked it. I was better than I thought I was going to be at it, which was low bar to hit, but I liked it too. And I liked it because I felt like it could help a lot of other people get things done. And so from that, I was a department chair, and then I got to be a dean. At every level, I got to feel like I could help more and more people. And that's really what brought me into being an administrator. I always wanted to be a professor. That's really, I was a professor. I had a lab. I had students that worked with me in the lab. I've got pictures. I'm actually, I'm not sitting in my office. That's just I'm not in that chair. It looks like it, but I'm not in it. It's a picture of my office. Nice. And around, I don't know if you can see me there, all around my office. In fact, there's pictures of all my students and all my former students in the lab and things. So that's what I thought I was going to do, but I ended up doing this instead.
Wait, what were you going to be a professor for? Like what subject?
My background is in speech science. how we move our mouth to make speech, and how children come to learn how to do that, and what happens when there's disorder, neurological disorder or something, and you lose that ability.
I see. And what attracted you to choose UCR? Because I heard that you were from Michigan.
Yeah, I grew up in Michigan. I worked in Michigan, Indiana, Missouri, Kansas, Midwest boy. I found out about this job, and it was really perfect. Now I knew quite a bit about Riverside because I was at Michigan State before I came here, and they have a very good plant research organization. Well, so does UCR. Michigan State and UCR are two of the best plant science groups in the world. So I knew about that part of our university. And I knew a little bit about the kind of the students and the commitment to student development that is part of our university. And the more I learned, the more my wife says I was meant to be here, because my values and interests are exactly what UCR's are.
That's awesome. Have you at Riverside, we have a lot of 5Ks and stuff like that. Have you been involved in any of the 5Ks?
I'm afraid when I got the invitation to the podcast, I thought, I'm not really a runner.
I mean, it's fine. Like,
I'm not really a runner. Okay, I'll tell you some stories. It's a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
High school, I was a basketball player and a football player. I was pretty good. And 2 or 3 times, the football coach told everybody, if you want to go for football, you got to run track in the spring just to keep us in shape. I hated it. I hated it.
What event did they make you do?
I chose the quarter mile.
Oh, no, that's a hard one.
But I wasn't fast enough to be a sprinter, and I wasn't going to run 2 miles.
Oh, yeah.
So that was, once around the track, okay, I can do that.
Yeah. No, that's a tough event though. Like, they're fast. They're fast. Like, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, because they pretty much sprint that a whole lap. Like, it's pretty.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I've never really run a 5K. For a while, I used to jog. I jog about 3 miles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 3 8-minute miles. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice like hills and flat areas in Riverside to run at. So.
Yeah, I have a stationary bike and I have a real bike, and I do more of that.
Oh, nice.
And then that leads me off to my next question, actually. So we saw you riding your bike all during summer at UC Riverside. So how's that workout plan going for you?
Again, my workout plan is my stationary bike. I get up and do that in the morning. I got a routine. I got to do the heart rate, do the whole thing. Then my bicycle is more kind of recreation.
Just cruising around.
But I live on Watkins Drive, so from here it's downhill to like
Canyon Crest.
Yeah, exactly. And in by A&I back in that way from the campus. But then once you get in there, if you turn left, you got to go up the hill to the business school. There's a lot of hills on the campus.
Yeah,
so you can get a pretty good workout just riding around campus.
Yeah, by the Orbach Library, there's a one hill. They use that in the 5K courses, and it gets a lot of people.
Now, right out here, again, on Watkins Drive, I haven't seen them in a while because everybody's gone, but regularly enough, I'll see the cross-country team running up the hill, because it's a pretty good hill up Watkins Drive from Box Springs up to the top of the hill.
Yeah, those are brutal hills.
and that's another reason I didn't run track.
Yeah, all those hill workouts.
So how'd you guys get interested in running?
Oh man, I started when I was really little. Like, even before high school, my mom would enter me into like 5Ks, and then I would just run it. Like, I didn't know I was fast or anything. And then I placed, and I was like, oh man, like, I'm gonna try to get first next time. And then high school really got me into it, just being on the cross country team, stuff like that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
For me, in middle school, our PE teacher made us run every Monday and part of this 100-mile club. And I was one of the faster runners, and I was like, actually, I kind of like this.
Good for you.
So I've been running ever since. So it's been 12 years of this, of this sport. So it's really fun. You mentioned about the cross-country team, and we heard that UC Riverside has been discussing eliminating competitive sports as it grapples about how we balance the budget amidst like decline of funding due to this coronavirus pandemic. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's just it's agonizing. This whole the pandemic is agonizing to begin with. There's so many people who are really struggling right now in terms of health, personal health, and family members, and people laid off from jobs around the country. It's a terrible time, and the budget challenges are huge for us. We had an advisory group make some recommendations, and one of which, long several pages, one of which was the consideration of discontinuing intercollegiate athletics just for cost savings. My job as chancellor is to let the process and the recommendations kind of work through, and at the end I'll be called upon to help make a decision. So I don't want to say one way or the other on any of those recommendations, but it would be terrible to have to do that if it comes to that. No, I don't think anybody wants that.
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, I went to a bunch of the basketball games last summer, or like last year, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and the basketball, both basketball teams are coming around. I mean, and it's disappointing. A whole bunch of our students on campus don't know we got 2 7-foot players on our team. You know, I mean, well, we have one now, one graduated, but I mean, there's just a lot of stuff there people just don't know about.
Yeah, and some good 3-point shooters too.
Yep.
Yeah, but it'll be tough. I feel like it's going to be a tough decision. So
I know it is already.
Yeah. So like for us, we're trying to continue like club organizations, like, or just running club in general, just because like I think it's difficult. I mean, for every club, we all have to transition to being like strictly online, all online. And for a running club, like this was kind of like a weird transition, because like our meetings before this were just like we all meet up and then we go run together, and like that, none of that is possible because of this. But like, what are some like recommendations maybe that you can give organizations and clubs during this time?
So you guys doing virtual runs?
Well, no, right now we're continuing these weekly podcasts, and then we have workouts posted on Strava. Strava is like a running app where you can post your runs.
And do you, okay, is competitive at all, or just?
Well, during the year, we would have like 3 5Ks during the year, just like fun runs. Sometimes it was like people's first 5K, but I mean, we're gonna have to cancel some of those. But there's a few. I guess I'd have a few comments for you. I don't know specifically what to do, but some ideas. One important piece, and you guys know this from, I know it's been 3 or 4 years now, but first year is the hard year.
Yeah.
You don't know anybody. You're scared. You figure you're not going to be good enough. You don't know where to go to lunch. You don't want to do the wrong thing because you're going to look stupid, but you don't want to miss something. You don't even know where your classes are. I mean, all that stuff that kind of goes in your head, right?
Yeah.
Mysteries
everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, we all lived it. Yeah. So I guess this is a request I'd make. If you and your members could make a special point of reaching out to first-year students, and I know you've already posted invitations and things, but when you start to hear some responses, really engage them, because they probably need the connections more than anybody right now.
Yeah.
And this is your last year, and it's tough to be stuck at home. Just think if it's your first year and you're stuck at home. I mean, you don't have
I really can't even imagine, like, because I didn't know what club, I didn't know I was going to be like a part of this club like for a long time. When I first joined, I like joined, and then I didn't go for like a couple weeks, and then I came back. Like I didn't know. So I doubt there's freshmen that are like, oh yeah, I know I'm gonna join the running club and stick with it. And it's like,
I'm guessing most freshmen don't even know there is one.
Yeah. Like yeah.
So that's one suggestion I'd make. The other, maybe something you could think about, is to think of hooking up with another club at times, so you could kind of get a little more, because right now people just want to see each other, and you get to all the people that you bump into on campus in a week, or that you never met before. Hey, I just met somebody. None of that's happening. So that'd be another, I don't know what club to hook up with, but anybody. I mean, chess club or dance. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're just other people to talk to,
Yeah, I feel like that'd be good. Like, we could definitely set up like some sort of like, get the chess club members to start running or something, and then maybe we play them in chess.
Challenge them to a race.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
There
see.
used to be a cycling club, but I can see us partnering up with like other
Oh, yeah.
organizations like
Yeah.
soccer club and Thomas, you've been in swim club, right? So
Yeah.
and tennis club at UCR. So yeah, other
go.
sports club as well.
Yeah, virtual lunch or something, just anything. Yeah, just to break it up.
Healthy eating. And carbs, yeah. So so we out of the 7 years, so move on to our next question. So out of like the 7 years as chancellor at UCR, what have you learned throughout the entire process, like as being like as a president and multiple leaderships on campus? Like I've learned a lot through UC Riverside, so I'm really grateful about the culture and also all the opportunities I had on campus. I'm wondering what you have learned throughout your process.
Well, of course, I had never lived in California before, so I learned about a lot about California. Learned a lot about the University of California and the politics of the state, and kind of those kinds of things. But when I think back over these 7 years, our university has just changed itself. You've seen some of that even in your time here. But we were a pretty good university that people didn't know about it. And now people know about us, and we're a great university. We just this morning, we rose up to number 38 public university in the country in US News, number 38.
Hey.
Think about it for a minute. Yeah. Think about it. Ahead of us in that 38 is like 6 or 7 other UCs. Okay. So if you took UCR and put it in over half the states in the nation, we'd be the best university in the state.
Dang. Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how good we are. And people now understand that. People around the country are talking about it. I think even people on campus. I've said, when I got here 7 years ago, I didn't see very many UCR t-shirts because we weren't as proud of ourselves as we should have been. Now, check out Thomas's hat. Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
Now we're proud.
Yeah.
So I think that's more of it. We've really matured as a campus, and we're proud of who we are in a way that's really nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is really, really awesome. And like you said, there's a lot of things going on. Like the campus is evolving. I'm an advancement ambassador. I've met you multiple times. Yeah. And my next question is like, what are you excited about for the future of UC Riverside?
Oh boy. Well, we're of course doing a lot of construction on the north side of campus.
Yep.
And most of that is will be apartments for students. And what that means is we'll have more students able to live on campus, and back to those first year students, they're going to feel connected in a way that they hadn't before. Second year students will actually be able to have rooms for second and third year graduate students. That makes the campus a much more inviting, exciting kind of environment. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the fact that every year we go up in rankings, which means that, better and better people are coming. I've said this to some groups at freshman convocation, that this, and it's been true every year I've been here, this is the best entering class of students we've ever had.
That's
but
awesome.
Next year you're gonna be second best.
Dude, that's dope. Every year it gets better.
And that's been true almost every year I've been here, right? So that's pretty exciting stuff. And we're now, we have a medical school that's now doing work in the community and helping the hospitals and clinics around the area, but also connecting with our research across the campus in CHAS and CNES. And so yeah, it's a fun time.
Absolutely, yeah. I will love to come back and see how it grows.
Yeah.
But so
we'll move on to we're gonna move on to the final kick. This is like
the last question, the big one.
Well, it's a
20-point bonus.
No, it's a 10 speed round questions, and then we're gonna ask you to try to answer as fast as you can.
All
right. The first question is, what sports did you play in high school?
Oh, football, basketball. Yeah.
What is your favorite restaurant at the Hub?
Oh, probably the Asian.
The hibachi?
Hibachi-san?
No, The other one.
Panda Express.
Yeah, Panda Express.
Yeah. Hot or cold?
Cold.
On my rest days, I like to.
Veg with the TV.
Nice. Which coach do you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, my junior high basketball coach, Neil Anderson.
Nice. What book do you recommend?
Boys in the Boat
Boys in the-
or Lab a Girl.
Okay.
2 great books.
What time do you usually wake up?
6:30.
Have you ever ran a marathon?
No.
What's your favorite breakfast?
Oh, my favorite breakfast is probably pancakes and bacon that I have
Nice.
about once a year.
Once a year? All right.
It's not very healthy.
Yeah, I see. All right. For all the UCR students, whose side?
Our side.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right. So this is kind of what we do. Very, very last part. All right. So I remember like this quote that you said when you welcomed me and Thomas to UC Riverside during our freshman year. You said universities are great places because it's a place filled with ideas. It's a place where we create knowledge and we share knowledge among ourselves and the broader community. And I love that quote. I've stick to that. And and I was wondering if you have any final thoughts before we go and like as we both graduate. And
Well, first, thanks to both of you guys for doing this,
Yeah, thank you too.
keeping the club alive and these kinds of connections. But I'll go where you are, Daniel, on that quote. And I'll go also where you were a minute ago about coming back. People think universities are just places that teach classes, and we teach lots of classes, we do a great job. But if we didn't have knowledge to teach, there'd be no sense in having a class. So we got to do all this research. And what that means is you're always a part of this. You can't create new knowledge for the world with just a small group of people. And so I ask everybody who graduates from UCR, stay connected, because you're going to bring back ideas, perspectives, and things that will help us keep creating better and better knowledge for the world. So graduate, yes, that's the goal. But don't stay away. Come back.
absolutely. Stay connected with Alumni Center.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
When it opens.
Yeah, when it opens.
Yeah.
And come to your Chancellor's dinner, right?
Exactly. Good food there, right?
All right. So thank you
I've been
so
at
much.
it, but
Yeah, Daniel's been.
Yeah, I've been for 2 years. And this
It's
is my
pretty
third
good
year as
food.
an advancement ambassador.
Pretty good food, right, Daniel?
Very, very good food and amazing event. I got to meet so many different alumni.
that's dope.
All right, so thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you on the show, being here with us and spending your time. And we look really forward to this new academic year. And go Highlanders!
Go
Thank you.
Highlanders.
Hello, Running Club at UC Riverside fans. Daniel Yang here, president of Running Club. If you like that video that you just watched, smash that like button down below. If you'd like to see more podcast episodes and creative content, remember to hit that subscribe button right here. Thank you so much for watching.